And joining us now once again this week here on Market Talk, retail product agronomist for Brevant Seeds in Indiana, Jonathan Howe is with us here again. Jonathan, it's great to catch up with you again this week. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. I'm glad to be here again. Thank you, Jesse. It's been going very good this week.
Well, good to hear. Good to hear. Well, let's continue talking a little bit about corn. I know last week we talked about corn harvest, and right now I want to talk about overcoming some of the challenges with various corn technologies. What did pest pressure look like in your area this season? We didn't talk about that last week. Did you have a lot of pest pressure in Indiana?
In all honesty, I think because of some of the less than typical conditions we had this year, a lot of pests didn't explode like we usually see during the springtime.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a lower than average amount of pest pressure in Southwest Indiana. Again, this was dependent based on the variability throughout this portion of the state. But overall, I think we got pretty lucky as far as the amount of pests we had in the area. I'd say if there was anything I did notice, there was some nematode pressure throughout soybeans in the area. And that was, again, kind of spotty, but definitely prevalent. And it was a good note to have some soybeans with nematode resistance. That's been a very helpful tool.
All right. All right. Well, think of some of those challenges, maybe not a typical year for pest pressures, but what are some things that customers maybe did face that they can learn from and take with them into seed selection for next year, Jonathan?
One of the big things that we've been seeing is whether it not be pest or disease, primarily just weather conditions. A lot of guys are taking into account some of these hybrids that are traded or bred specifically for drought tolerance. We have areas that are very sandy, areas that got 3 to 7 inches less of rain than they usually get this year. So that selection of a hybrid that is going to be able to handle that kind of drought has been huge for guys. Across the board, we're seeing that more and more, especially on land like reclaimed ground, which is, again, prevalent in Southwest Indiana with some past coal mining culture. So always a good idea to keep in mind that you can put a strong hybrid that'll still yield on that ground, but has the ability to handle drought when it comes around, like many have saw this year.
Well, I know Vorseed is a new technology to the Brevant corn lineup. How will that help farmers in the field as we move into next year?
Yes, that is an excellent question. And Vorseed is a very powerful tool we're going to have available this year. It has 3 modes of action, above ground and below ground, for insect protection, including RNAi. And it also has 4 modes of action for herbicide tolerance, including 2,4-D-choline, glyphosate, glufosinate, and FOPS. Again, that's a whole lot going on there, but all you can imagine is how much flexibility that's going to give you on the farm. With the different spray dates that are now allotted, adding in the Enlist platform into the corn, and the different levels of protection you have against corn rootworm, this product is going to knock it out of the park. You don't have to worry about corn rootworm because it has 99% efficacy on the control of corn rootworm and the emergence of adult beetles. And you have a lot more flexibility on your spray options and spray times throughout the year. I think a lot of guys are going to see the benefits of that. And, even if you're not using all the chemical platforms that it is compatible with, you still have that option in your back pocket if you need it. I think that's huge.
Well, Jonathan, if growers want to learn more about Vorseed or any of the other great products in the Brevant Seeds lineup as they make decisions for 2024, I'm sure their local retailer or their local agronomist, such as yourself, are going online to Brevant.com. All great ways to get started, isn't it?
Yes, most definitely. We would love to have a conversation about it and get anybody who wants to be pointed in the right direction.
Go to Brevant.com. Again, an easy way to find more information online. We've been talking with Jonathan Howe, retail product agronomist in Indiana for Brevant Seeds. And Jonathan, thanks for the time here on the program. And we wish you a great rest of the harvest season. Thanks so much.
Excellent. Thank you, Jesse.